Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to a brand new edition of Adishopre Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, right here at the Fresh Off the Boat podcast studio in South London. Shout out to the family, Toby, and everybody for giving me the platform because my studio wasn't available, so I had to come home to get this done. As always, make sure you click the like, subscription button. Let's get the numbers going up. The bigger our platform gets, the better we're in position to support our people without waiting for others to support us. This is brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. Drink and stay energized. Be yourself. Go to energygod.com. Place your orders. Support us, for us, by us. Now, this is where we break down the hottest topics in the culture, either by a special guest. This time, it's a 2-on-1. We're having a deep conversation here. I've got family in the building, all the way from the United States of America and Europe, Sweden to be exact, one of my favorite places in the world. To my right is my brother representing all swag, one half of the Galactic. This is Quam. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, my baby?
Musician.
Yes, sir.
Record label exec, music exec, all that. And to the left is just to add a little bit of softness to this podcast.
The woman's side.
The beautiful, exactly. The beautiful Jenna, all the way from Sweden, music exec, human rights activist. That's what I'm going to call you today.
Ambassadorship duties.
That definitely,
Ambassadorship
ambassador, just pushing
the
culture in different ways, talking
definitely.
about business and talking about reality, humanity. So it's a pleasure to have
My
you here.
partner.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes, man.
Listen, man, this is where we're going to start. Quam,
What's up, man? Talk to me. Talk to the people.
a lot of people see what you've been doing. We hear the music. You've been in the music for quite some time. You're out of the United States of America representing Afrobeats.
Yeah, man, from that perspective.
Just give me a little summary of you and being a part of Galactic.
Man, it's a journey, man. Like I said, it's beauty in the process, man. So I feel like, with the music business, it started back 2013. Yep. That's when the music started, because everything is, revolving around the art, which is the main thing that was like, okay, let me try to put this on a global level. So we started back in college, shout out to my bro Leaf. Started in college, that was 2013. Then we started having, some buzz around in the college scene, you know what I'm saying? Our first single was called Stunningly. So that kind of went kind of viral, right? So we had that. Then we came into Nigeria 2016. Came into Nigeria 2016, got a couple of connections, and I'm blessed to have those connections to be able to put this now out for the people, right? So 2016 into 2017, call it a buzz in Nigeria, but life happens. Yeah. Life happens, So with that, as maturing and growing, I understood, I was like, okay, cool. I'm in business, I went to school, let me now take on more responsibilities to achieve what I want to achieve, right? So, that's how I got into the executive role, which was a seamless transition, right? And then, meeting up with people like, Jenna, trying to, put this thing on the global, from the global scale, trying to bring my vision out to the world, right? And coming from the American perspective of things, and you see how Afrobeats is coming into, on a global level, I was like, okay, let me make my identity. So I'm representing the whole diaspora from the American perspective. How can we put it out there? And I feel like the best expression is art. So the music is it's infused with different sounds, from, the Fuji sound of Nigeria, from the pop sounds. I grew up on Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and whatnot, but I also was in the hood, my bro right there, from A-Leaf, that's what he was around everything. It was many different, diverse, ethnicities.
Make sure you speak to the mic, brother. Don't lose that.
Yeah, don't lose that, yeah. So it was many different, ethnicities that we had that was, raised part. I call it crossover appeal, being Muslim too, splitting the Arabic, that part, but also being in the hood with my A-Leaf people, knowing that, the urban culture, but also being in the pop culture, being in America. So now that's where I'm at with it now. And the music, it speaks for itself. I always be like, no, it sounds like this, but now I'm more of like, it's a galactic sound. So when you hear it, you know what it is. It's distinct.
You choose whatever.
You choose what it. Don't put me in a box. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
Here we go.
It's global affair.
Here we go with that. Now, Jenna, let me go to you. You've been working closely with Quam for a while. I mentioned the fact that you're a music executive. Yeah. I was gonna ask you briefly, what part of music executiveness are you? Is it PR? Is it management? Is it marketing?
For me,
before I go to Jenna, I want you to.
It's more management, more organizing, setting up the play, being the dot connector, being the ambassador, asking this is what setting the movement, the culture. So it could be booking shows for people. I've worked with different artists,
such as Listen.
I mean, Juan Nicole's big bro.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my big bro. You know, I shout out to them five, but why being there? You know, what I'm saying, got a record with Alama Day. You know, shout out to them. You know, I worked with who was Consequence. You know, what I'm saying, LAX. That's family. You know, what I'm saying, I worked with a lot of these Afro, beats. You know, superstars in the sense,
that just, at least I just wanted you to add that to it, because that allows people to paint a picture and just understand exactly
where
what you're talking about.
from.
Because, you know, as men, especially the Nigerian men, sometimes we just say a whole lot of stuff that really is about nothing. You know, people just try to give themselves positions and they ain't doing nothing. But I wanted you to specifically just add that nugget in. Now, let me go to Jenna. I mentioned the fact that you're a music exec as well as a human rights activist.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about the music exec part. You've got so many trees and so many roots and links in different parts of the culture to hip hop and Afrobeats, working with the likes of Quam, and the list goes on. You just told me about Tommy Thomas. That's a brother of mine.
Yeah,
you know, that you also had a hand somewhere around. So how would you summarize as best as you can who you are, what you do, and what you've done?
So for the past 20 years, I would say that I'm an entertainment solution strategist.
Nice.
So wherever you have a problem, I'll come in and I'll make sure that we set up a play, a full-on strategy for you to reach your goal. And what made me stay there and being consistent is always finding the relevancy of things and what's coming next. You know, so it's brands, artists, and labels. So right now, if you look at who I'm working with right now is, you know, I'm co-owner of Nebula, where I'm an A&R director, which is a Web3 platform, also supporting independent artists, supporting independency, ownership. It's very important for me. Yeah. And then you have labels like Cash Money that I work with as well on the management side. I also have a partnership with Empire and Nebula. And now I'm going into having, you know, together with Quam, having a platform. Shout out to Rippo from Iconic. So we are Iconic. And
what's that supposed to be? What's with Iconic?
It's going to be a replica, without saying too much. It's going to be
I know.
you know, I have to let you guys, know and, ease up on the promo. But it's going to become basically an engine that a lot of independent artists crave. A lot of artists do think, and labels think that, the artist needs us and the artist needs the labels in order for them to go and cross over to a global type of, level. But for Iconic and for us that, we've been working on it for a while, we tailored and made sure that we are in the future and we are supporting up-and-coming artists that would want to be on a global level just by doing
that machine behind them.
Artist development. Because I feel like a lot of big labels have lost the artist development and the ears. A lot of people can say, I'm an A&R of this and that label, but they don't really tap into their own talent. I have a talent. I have a talent for stars. And I want to see you thrive, and I want to help you thrive, and I also want to help you make money out of your talent.
And that's the most important thing.
It's a livelihood. It's a
there
livelihood.
We go.
So you know what I'm saying? That's the income. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you got to be able to sustain your lifestyle and sustain your livelihood.
Yeah.
So Iconic is kind of like a summary of me and Quams and Andrew as well.
Putting our
Shout out
visions
to him
together.
in New York, Nigerian as well. We all three of us kind of tailored something that made sure that all of our experiences go into this, and we are going to show artists and brands how you could tap into this big engine just by being ourselves with our networks. We are a global affair family.
Yeah.
We are global citizens.
Exactly.
Speak on it,
Ambassadors,
Quam, let them know.
And that's the thing too, is to be able to delve into those different, part of us and, make it into one. We all have our different visions, right?
Exactly.
But to make it to where we could all, it's bigger than us. And that's the most important thing. She knows me. I'm an ambassador. Ambassador for Nigeria, ambassador for Africa, ambassador for the Middle East, ambassador for the U.S. Right? And that's me being authentic. You know what I'm saying? That's me that's my original state. So how can I be myself? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with entertainment. People, I lose myself. I don't have an identity. You can still be yourself and still be successful, right?
One of the conversations I'm sorry to cut you off, but one of the conversations I've wanted to have with you for a while is the fact that a lot of people talk about the Afrobeats industry and the identity that a lot of us here in the UK kind of seemingly have. But in America, it seems like with the amount of Africans in America,
It's crazy.
successful Africans with a lot of money,
Yeah.
a lot of people around the creative industry, but somehow there's a structure that the UK has to elevate the music to the next level. But America, you guys don't have it or don't have that many of it.
Yeah.
Especially in a city like Houston, where you're based, what is the problem? What exactly is the situation?
So it's a couple of things. I think the first thing is that, you know, what our environment actually is used to, the style of music. In America, we know hip hop is prevalent. That's the main forefront of music. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, pop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I grew up on. See, Afrobeats, like I was telling you earlier, I didn't get the marriage for Afrobeats until it was like 08, 09. You know, so I was already in high school. So I already had, let's say, 15 years of different kind of music that I wasn't exposed. R&B, I was hip hop, R&B. This is what I grew up on. Yes, I grew up in a household where we listened to Fuji music. So that's where the culture comes in, because I didn't lose it, because my parents, my family, they made sure that, hey, look, no matter where we're at, you can't be Americanized, you're going to know the culture. You're going to be, you know what I'm saying? So I was very cultural when it comes to that. So in the midst of that, right, you know, us, it's something new for them. And I said this 2013, me and Lee, Galactic, we knew that this was going to be something that was going to come into America eventually. That was one of our visions, like, it's going to break into America. So now, that's part of the respect that I'm representing, is that you have these Afrobeats artists that become a household names, like Burna Boy, like David, like Wizkid, right? But they're born in Africa. They're born in Nigeria. They're not, you know, our story's different. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was born in America. I remember, well, I didn't really go through it. And I was telling my friend yesterday, I was like, I was proud, you know what I'm saying, to embrace my culture. I'm African, right? But we was around African Americans, around white people. So they were like, oh, you know, y'all live in zoos, y'all live in jungles. Like, they weren't exposed to that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So growing up into that, and then noticing that with the music, you know what I'm saying, there's not really no artist yet. And it's a spot that's open on the executive side, I would say, that has come from America, that's born in America, that's blown up on the Afro level.
We've had a couple here, you know, UK Barry, Afrobeat, you know, your culture, so many people.
Wale and them, you know what I'm saying, they trying to know they got on kind of late, you know, in my opinion, but, you know, they still hasn't been that authentic.
Yeah. Afro star, born and raised in America, and
building those different sounds.
But you have all these platforms, you have all this, you know, America and entertainment, you have all these access. Why is it?
I think speaking from a label point of view and executive point of view, I think that in America, they want to see it happen so they can just ride the fucking bandwagon.
Exactly. That's what's going on. That's what's going on.
But it's like artist development. You know, you lost that kind of thing. Like, you lost the betting part of music. We're not selling cucumbers, guys. We're not selling food. We can't project how much this is going to sell. It's about finding a talent, hearing and risk it. Yeah. That's what we're doing. We're playing.
But check this out, though.
You know, we're at the casino right now.
You said it too. That's where the business side of everybody holding on to the Afrobeats narrative.
Exactly.
Because the Americans are not used to, is it Afrofusion? Is it Afro House? Is it, they don't know about that yet.
No, they have no idea.
You gotta stick on, that's an art, but you gotta stick on to one thing for everybody to grab on. And once you have everybody in, then they'll start to really dissect what is what.
And the people will speak for themselves because everybody has different tastes.
Exactly.
And different sounds.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to dissociate from something. That's the way you got in.
100%.
Get in, then let the crowd, let the audience be the ones, okay, you're doing an Afro pop, or you're doing an Afro house, or you're doing Afro fusion.
Absolutely.
Let them be the ones to pick. You know, you got Apple Piano, you know what I'm saying? So let them be the audience, because the audience is the consumers. That's where the money's coming from.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They don't care if it's Afrobeats. And they're like, hey, I like the vibe, I love the music, let me tap in. And you don't want to lose that. You know what I'm saying? So stick on to it, because like you said, in the next 2 years, if we keep going on this route, it's gonna just be prominent stars as soon as it be in the market.
They just wanted to see that it works.
Exactly.
It was the same thing with like Latino music. I mean, come on. You go to, like, you fly over to Miami and you don't even speak English, right? And a lot of people were like, I don't really know. And then you had Daddy Yankee just come in there and like, opened up the doors.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like Pitbull and stuff like that. And then it just went on and on. And then it went into something else because you got Noriega out in New York
who was
going
kind of
in with it.
Hip hop and
Exactly. But it was the same. They had to see it work. They have to see it work. They have to see the numbers for them to try to tap in and capitalize on it.
Yeah.
But right now we live in a time where there's too many options. And I'm actually like, I want to see where this is going to go. And I want to see, because in my opinion, Africans and especially like Nigerians coming out with this in the forefront of Afrobeats, they don't need the capital. You guys already have the capital. So if you guys go together, you're not going to be as exploited as hip hop became, And that's where I like kind of want to thrive on and teach and advocate about. It's about, you can own this. You're gonna own this forever.
But a lot of people are thinking individually now, in the sense that, yo, man, they offering me 20 bands or 30 bands. Let me just take that 30, 40K.
See, that's it's education, though.
Because people are coming from tough backgrounds in some cases, So
100%.
Preaching to those that just hold on. This thing, you're gonna...
Everybody that's on the top list right now, everybody that's on the top list and the forefront of Afrobeats right now don't need that money in the same as the up and coming artist that's coming from Lagos, right? And that's where we have to lay down as executives, we have to lay down a foundation and also kind of like steps coming into it so that we can then advocate and say, hey, you got way more options that they had in the 90s.
Facts.
You got way more options than they had 10 years ago. Exactly. Right now, if you look at Ye, for example, he was like saying, why are we selling our stuff on DSPs? We could just open up our website and sell our music on our website.
It's ownership. It's all about
for
ownership.
Whatever price we want. Me working and as well as co-owning Nebula, we thrive on Web3 platforms. Set your own price on your own value, right? But going into that is like, there's a big responsibility of people like yourself, because you are the voice of the culture, and showing people that you could still make it, coming from a background where you have nothing. You can build it up successfully without giving it away. I always say, if a label comes to you and offer you 20 million, you're worth something.
Exactly.
Ask for 40.
LeBron did that.
Ask for
LeBron
40.
did that perfectly. He turned down the Nike deal.
Always
You know what I'm
say
saying?
it.
So it's like, you got to know your worth. You got to know your value. You know what I'm saying? And even from the U.S. on perspective of things, it's like, we over there, like a lot of them have lost their history. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know what exactly, like the thing about UK I appreciate is that you guys are still representing other cultures. You guys know your history. So that's why UK has another market that all these Africans are thriving in, musically. You know what I'm saying? Skepta, even though, yes, he's a hip hop artist, but he knows he has his roots. You know what I'm saying?
Strong, too.
Strong roots. You know what I'm saying? As a chief. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Who else is the Tiny Temples? Like, the list goes on, Dave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have these artists from the UK that know their history. America, we're just starting to get onto it. You know what I'm saying? It's still like, oh yeah, like, for instance, the Black Americans, you're Black American, but no, America is actually, it's not your land. You came from Africa. That's why everybody's preaching, go back to Africa. Like, your color is black. That's not from America. That's from Africa. So find your roots, find your true history, then appreciate, you know what I'm saying, what's around you. Because at the end of the day, like, being in America, I always say, like, don't take it for granted because it's not our land.
Absolutely. Now, like I introduced you earlier, you're one half of Galactic, which means, it's a group.
It's a
you're
group duo.
making music.
Yes, sir.
You put out singles already this year. What's the plan with that? Are you thinking about putting a body of work out? It's like...
Yeah, so an EP is coming. EP is coming. Right now, I'm just dropping singles, trying to build that momentum.
Produced out of the States, or are you using?
So we have some Afro producers. Shout out to Okeezy. He's real, connected with like P.I. Blaze and everything like that with that camp and whatever. But we have, Okeezy. Shout out to Executive. That's one producer from Nigeria. Real dope. All these young producers. And then, our main producer that we was working for almost like 6-7 years. That, the Sound International. It's Alon. He's a big K-pop artist. He's right now in India.
K-pop?
Yeah, K-pop. Huge K-pop. One of the biggest K-pop producers of all time.
God's
All time. You know, with the numbers already. And it happened in a Swiss band.
I couldn't stop smiling when he was asking you this question because I've been jamming his whole entire EP for like 2 months now. And it's only on it's not even finished.
Everything is ready. It's ready to go.
It's ready to go. It's ready to go. We have visuals lined up. You know, like you said, we've been releasing visuals that we had in the chamber. And now it's just to let them go. Like the thing is, and that's what the executive role came in, is like I had to pause for a little bit to really understand the business. Mm-hmm. To understand that this is what, if I want creative control, this is how I have to approach the situation. This is how I have to walk into different rooms. And doing that has definitely opened a lot of more doors. Mm. So now I have to circle it back into the art. You know what I'm saying? Because the art is the driving force. You know, I always tell you, I said, look, if you ain't got no records out, they don't know you for the sound. You can't really move in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Just talking. You know what I'm saying? But if you could actually, like Don Jazzy, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying, a GOAT, you got to walk in and talk it. You know, he had the years of catalogs. Man, I got hit records all over the place. So now as an exec, he's been an executive the whole time, simultaneously. But now I'm focused on, he has artists under him, and then, you know, Maven got sold to Universal. That's a big deal. Absolutely. Even from Americans, it's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
It's huge. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like something like that now is like where, okay, we know what your vision is, but now let them start knowing you for the art musically. You know, last 2 years I've been more, you know, back, you know, me and you've been linking up at different concerts. You know, I'm here, you know, representing this person. I'm just coming for the business, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, now I'm like, okay, the art is the driving force.
You're going to center it on you.
Yeah,
now, Jenna, I know you've talked a little bit about the music executive side and the business and what's going on. I refer to you as a human rights activist too, because you got the sweater, you got the jumper
Sounds
on.
of Congo.
Absolutely.
The silence of Congo.
Representing all of Africa, Congo, Nigeria.
Which was one of the images I picked up from your page, because I just hit you up. I saw that there was the demonstration in Sweden, I think it was Stockholm, right?
Stockholm.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, people standing up for our people out there, like, give me those videos, give me those pictures, let me post them, because like that's definitely my type of stuff. Talk to me about that side. What got you into this, and you know, just explain a little bit.
I've always, been into charity. I'm one of very few agents for the Jackson Family Foundation, Michael Jackson.
Talk your shit.
And of course, you know, growing up in Sweden, growing up with mixed cultures, a lot of Africans, you know, and we started off actually in Sweden listening to Congolese music.
Yes.
You know, Congolese music was like, for us, like
African
it was the African music. And then we were eating the food and everything, and you know, shout out to myself because my nickname is actually Fufu. It is though, wow. And he heard it on a serious level when we went to LA, right?
No, shit, yeah.
He was hearing like one of my friends from Sweden, and he was like, "Yo, Fufu, what's going on?" And he was like, "Why is he saying that?" But, you know, I grew up with a lot of Africans and a lot of Black culture. And, you know, for me, growing up in like hip hop especially, I didn't have anything in common with like Arabic music because they were talking about like love and war. And all I was seeing was injustice and social issues, you know. Growing up in Sweden, if you're not white, you are a minority. So it doesn't matter if you're black, brown, yellow, you are not white. So we all grew up on the same type of level of like social levels and class. And we also learned from everybody's culture. Yeah. So you had, you know, all of my friends and my entire upbringing, everybody speaks minimum of 3 languages.
Facts.
That's facts, yeah.
And
English,
we know a
Swedish,
little bit about every single culture. And then moving to Dubai for 12 years, I had to deal with 200 nationalities.
Very diverse.
And business cultures. So I do see myself as a global citizen. And if I am living and I am also raising a Black queen, I will always speak up for injustice.
Facts.
And I will always make sure that my voice will be heard for the people that don't and can't speak. Yeah. And especially, you know, I mean, you're making money out of this culture. You live this culture.
Facts.
Speak on it.
Facts.
Yeah, exactly. Very important.
And raise awareness. Awareness. And they can't, you know, back in the days, they could erase our history books, and they can just teach us whatever they want. Right now, we have social media.
Facts.
Speak on it, share, like, support. That's all you can do, because then they can't erase us.
That's true.
So,
That's
free Palestine,
For sure, free Palestine.
free Congo, free Sudan.
Just stand up.
Just standing for what's right, for humanity. Just standing for humanity.
Like, support. That's all we can do. That's all we can do as humans right now, because we are controlled by this little phone. Don't let that phone control your entire purpose. Live your highest purpose. My highest purpose, I'm living it right now. I live in entertainment. I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, and I am a big, big voice. And therefore, I want to keep on making sure that other people that come after me will keep on doing this.
For sure.
That's amazing. And Quam, finally, before we wrap up, when are the dates? When should people start expecting? Because I know you're always vague with dates and stuff like that. When you're in the
Should
music
I answer
business,
that for you?
when you're in the music business, you gotta put dates to it. So what are the dates? When can people expect to what?
So we got a record. We just dropped a demo. We just dropped it like last week. I understand this is going called Natural. Another record called Journey. I can't wait for that. Mid-May. It's the third week of May. He likes dates. I'm like, look.
Yeah, but that's good. But that's
Mid-May. I'm like,
yeah, but that's good. It gives people time to anticipate.
Yeah, anticipating.
And wait up.
And we got more content in the bag that into the summer, into the EP. So the EP will be called Everything Galactic Volume 1. It's gonna be a confirmation, album or EP or a project of sounds. And that's what I'm very big on sounds. Like I said, being raised, different cultures. That's what I'm trying to, invoke into the, in the emotions of people, right? So yeah, that's into that. And then from there, like I said, we just keep on working. The emotions keep moving. As an ambassador, as somebody, as a voice too for the forefront from my side of things. Just keep, with the activity going, and then, connecting the dots.
Representing the USA. Jenny, any last words? What are you talking about, Jenna?
I want to say that we are iconic, right?
Yeah, man.
But you
Right?
can't say too much.
But I can't say too much.
Iconic is the name of my, that was the name of my, Meet the Galactus album.
But
You know what I'm saying?
you can't-
Iconic.
But also, I want to
Michael
say
Jackson.
that, Quam, we are waiting for more solo music from you with Iconic.
Yeah, definitely.
You
And the thing
as a solo artist.
The thing with the solo artist thing is like, too, because, Leaf got his own thing going too. We got Trendy too. Like,
So everybody's just
so
doing-
it's like, for instance, like, it's a big community. Everybody.
You're a group, but
It's
everybody
galactic.
still makes
So the group Galactus Galactic. You already know Galactus is a duo. Then you have your own, music.
Independent.
Quam, Leaf, you got Trendy, my bro here too.
Yeah.
Something that we all grew up, because it was a culture. That's how it was a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? So we all grew up with that, saying shout out to the GF picnic. That will be August 31st. I'm trying to get you out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we've been doing for the last, since 2010. We did it 2010, we did it 2011, did it 2013, and then 2019. And then COVID happened, and then now I'm trying to make it bigger and
Still
better.
return.
Joining with some, prominent people in Houston, like SKE, the Rift. We got that going on. So it's a big picnic that, we're trying to bring back, rebrand it, reactivate it. Ready to go, for the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? So that's where everything is going to next, man. You know what I'm saying?
Looking forward to that, man.
I want to also give a big shout out to my Congolese people.
Facts.
From Sweden as well.
Facts.
Actors Dada Bozela, Simpson Zion, and then also co-founder of Silence of Congo, Reddy Lama.
Nah, but also,
Absolutely,
before we
man.
even get off,
Yeah.
my brother, I always got to salute you, bro. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you,
It's the
bro.
voice of the culture.
Absolutely.
Go see, Afrobeats CNN.
man.
You
Guys,
to
we've been in
understand.
3 countries
We need to-
together.
Yeah.
We've been in Germany,
yeah.
we've been in LA, USA, and now we're in London.
And I tell them all the time, I said, look, what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You push us from over here, connecting the dots too. Now, you know what I'm saying? We're going to bring the American side of things on the scale and put it all together.
And that's a very important piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely.
And that wraps this
Yeah.
episode of the Afrobeats podcast here from the Fresh Off the Boat podcast.
Yes,
studio.
sir. Yes, sir.
Ah, that's
That was good.
man.
That was good. Shout out to the viewers over there.